Why is 90% bad? Because it's GSI, and then you go straight to Ganon without basically anything in between. It's GSI, wing to Hyrule Castle, and then clip out of bounds to Ganon, which is... it just doesn't have much content. GSI is tutorial, Great Sky Island. Nope. Or... I think I'm gonna die from this. Oh. Wait, did I? I think I got the double KO. Okay, no, I think I got hit like a frame after it started. Yeah, this fight is super sick with good strats. I really love this. I think this is like one of the best Zelda speedrun boss fights. I think this fight is so good in a speedrun. Alright, now I'll actually start. Yeah, I do like how intro skip only lasted a few days before the skip was found. Although, actually, fun story about that skip in the intro that was found. So, I was practicing, or attempting to practice, that intro skip the other day. I spent like an hour on it. I couldn't clip out of bounds once. I went to the Discord to look for some resources, and then people are talking about, hey, we're not actually sure if this actually works on 1.1, because when it was first found, everyone was just saying, oh yeah, it totally works on all versions, and I guess no one actually checked if it worked on all versions, which is very cool, and very typical of the Tears of the Kingdom community right now. Yeah, good old Zoomer testing. So, I'm actually not doing it, because as far as I'm aware, it's not been confirmed to work on 1.1. What if I was just bad that day? I mean, people who are actually good at the trick tried it on 1.1 and said they were not able to get it, which also lined up with my testing, because the video I was looking at for a visual cue, I was not able to actually climb up to the position that the visual cue is supposedly in. And then other people were saying, yeah, it looks like you just can't climb as high in 1.1. No, intro skip is allowed. You just have to take the time loss, or you just have to use the old timing of just going through it normally. So, because I can't even do the intro skip right now, because I can't do the prologue skip, I might as well just start. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I have to start my timer late. This isn't an actual run yet. I need to, here, hold on, let me do this. I just want to practice this one trick real quick. Not that it even matters practicing, because it's at the beginning of the run. Yeah, so if you want to go fast, you watch the intro. But yeah, I mean, I do think that the intro skip thing will be possible on 1.1. It's just the current method isn't possible. I doubt it's like actually going to remain 1.0 exclusive. First try. Dungeon order, in terms of dungeons completed, it's Construct Factory, Water, Fire, Wind, Lightning, Hyrule Castle. But we do the first section, we do the first part of the Zora section early on, but don't come back and finish it until after Construct Factory. Yeah, they're going to allow intro skip, even though some versions get a glitch to skip it. I mean, you still have to use the timing of going through the intro normally. So like if you want to not have to go through the intro and not watch the starting cutscene, then you do have to accept like a 50-second time loss. But some people are gonna do that. But again, on this version, seems like I can't, or at least I haven't heard of anyone getting it on 1.1 yet. Although I didn't check today. Yeah, it was pretty awkward timing. It's almost like a community shouldn't make a rash decision like that so early into the game's life, and maybe wait for things to develop more. Zoomers, yeah. Just add Subway Surfers while watching the intro. Of course, blame the Zoomers. It's always the Zoomers, dude. I mean, even unironically, it does feel like in a lot of these newer speedrun communities, like speedrun communities of newer games, it does feel like a lot of people don't realize that speed games are meant to last a long time, and not everything is going to happen in the first 3 months. And I think people want things to happen right away, when speedrunning is a long process that never ends. Oh, good timer. Whatever, I don't care. Did I even start the timer last time? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are just getting into speedrunning with newer games like this, so it's kind of understandable, but I think people need to realize more that speedrunning doesn't end like when a new game, the hype of a new game dies out, and it's okay for things to take years. Like, intro skip in general, like, that is not something that should ever even be considered less than 2 months into a game's life. That should be like minimum a year before that's even considered. And even that would be kind of early. The community decides this. It's a community vote. Which also, as a side note, because the game is so early on, the community is mostly filled with people who are not going to stick around long. And that's not a bad thing, that's just naturally how it works. A new game is going to be when most of the people are there, and then it's going to die off eventually. Which also means that decisions that happen early on are going to be decided by people who aren't going to stick around very long. Which also isn't good. There, whatever, I'm just gonna take it. Dude? I've never seen that before. Interesting. No, this is not latest version, it's version 1.1. This version is really important because of the auto build cancel glitch, which works best in this version. It technically works in 1.0 too, but it's very bad in 1.0. But in 1.1, it is the best by far method of long distance quick travel. And in this run, it is super important. And also lets you clip through stuff. For any percent, 1.0 is best. For all dungeons, dude. For all dungeons, 1.1 is best. I hate these run-off wing tricks. There we go. Uh-oh. Don't sit, dude. It's saved. Yeah. Okay, I gotta restart anyway. Good start. Can you overcook the Switch? If you leave the Switch on the grill for too long, yes, it will overcook. Don't want to burn your Switch. Hot plate strats. My take on Ocarina of Time. I think Ocarina of Time is a decent game. Totally perfect. I think this should work without having to set an extra wing. Please don't put me on the ground. Oh god. Please tell me I'm like half on the wing. I didn't see the autosave thing. Okay. All good. That's why I play Floor is Lava. Put on pants? No. This is a pantsless run. It is not, however, a shirtless run. You are required to at least put on a shirt for the Gerudo section. Pants are never required, though. The Gerudos let you run around in their town without pants, but not without a shirt. It'd actually be kind of interesting if, for this run in general, if you were required both, because figuring out what tunic we were gonna wear for that was actually an interesting routing point. So if we had to get both a shirt and pants, it would actually be kind of interesting for routing. Don't do that either. Wait, was that fast? Hold on, where am I? Wait, that was kind of fast. I don't think that's optimal, but that was not nearly as bad as I was thinking that was going to be. Yeah, saved. Totally. All planned. Calculated. Amiibo's not a separate category, but it's a separate leaderboard filter. See, this is the part where I wish my elixir ran out a little bit before this, so I could... Very cool. Alright, so here is the reason why 1.1 is used, auto build cancel, if you haven't seen it. Okay, fine. Come on. Might as well get this right now. Lower my settings. Unfortunately, I am playing a Switch game. There are no settings to lower. It's already on lowest. Run will be a little over 3 hours. I'm guessing my first run is probably gonna be like 3:15, but ideally this run can probably get sub 3. Alright, now fun starts. Come on, move. I'm going to Goron City first, but there's an island up here with rockets that I can use for my first pocket rocket. Or second, I guess. Yeah, so the first time you go to any of the towns, there's always a forced blood moon. And actually, one really weird thing about it is the trigger for the forced blood moons around all the towns is really big. It's really wide, and for all the other towns besides Goron City, it also extends upwards infinitely. Or at least I think it's either infinitely or very high. I don't know, I'm not sure. But for Goron City, it only extends a little bit above the town. I think it only extends to like the border between the ground and the sky. Which actually makes Goron City the best to go to first, because the other ones, your auto build cancel will get canceled like long before you actually hit the city. Alright, I'm gonna try something cool here. Nope. Nope. I did not mean to switch my shield. I hope that doesn't mess things up. It did mess things up. I lost my rocket shield, but I did at least sludge the statue in midair. Okay, so losing the rocket shield is actually really bad because it saves a lot of time in this section. That's actually kind of awful. My favorite dungeon is Lightning Temple. Although my favorite dungeon is Speedrun is Fire Temple. So many gold splits. Well, I'd be kind of concerned if I wasn't getting gold splits this run. Imagine your splits are so bad that your first split isn't a gold split. Very cool. The wing hit me. How's the run going? Bad. As a first run is, typically. So there's multiple reasons for Minoru first. Easy duping is one of them, although it's one of the more minor reasons. The more significant reasons are the Lionel, which is directly on the way to Construct Factory, and rockets, because there's a rocket dispenser that I'll get to in like 2 minutes. And rockets are super important in this run. We basically had two choices for rockets, which is either Fire Temple or here. Fire Temple was the original choice, and then we kind of just realized, wait, Spirit first is like, you get the Lionel, and you get rockets, and you get quick duping, and Spirit first just kind of has all the benefits and little downside. Yeah, so languages actually do make certain cutscenes longer or shorter, and English is the fastest by a long shot, which is interesting. Well, actually, what's actually interesting is that certain cutscenes, it's actually a cutscene by cutscene basis, where like some languages will be faster and some languages will be slower depending on the cutscene. So like in theory, the most optimal thing is actually changing languages multiple times throughout the run. The only thing is that English is by far the most dominant language, to the point where like the time of switching your language probably outweighs the time that you'd save from switching for specific cutscenes. Did I seriously not get a single rocket? I didn't get a single rocket. Is that a rocket? That's not a rocket. It actually didn't give me a single rocket. I've been worried about it not giving me any rockets, and this is in practice. I was always worried, is it gonna not give me a rocket this time? But it always gave me a rocket, and of course in my first run it doesn't give me a rocket. No, I don't want these. And now give me like 5 rockets in my second one. That's very cool. This room is really annoying because it's really easy for it to get stuck. It's easy for me to get stuck. Oh my god, dude. I hate this room. This is probably the worst room in the run. I did a lot of this route. This route was mostly a collaboration between me and ATZ. We worked together for a few days on this route. Okay, so you actually need to get on Minoru at least once here, and Minoru has the easiest, fastest method of duping. So this is a good time to just spam some dupes. Do not do that. Yeah, there's a no reset run. No reset except for major mistakes, which at this point I don't think I can make any like devastating mistakes. This will not overtake OOT running, no, but I do want to run at least this category a decent amount, but I don't think I'll stick with the game overall like super long term, but at the very least this category I want to run a decent amount. No, this is not going to be a one run thing. I'll do more than one run of this. I want to get sub 3 probably, because sub 3 seems super doable with this. Oh. Dude. That looking down thing is to try to get Slide on to spawn faster. Because he doesn't like spawning in a direction that the camera's in. So you look down, GoldenEye style. Alright, this one is the dumbest switch. Hopefully this goes well. Well, I kind of figured out a decent strat for it. Alright, perfect. Alright, that was good. Yeah, that was just good old mechanics for that, which is... There's a lot of cool strats that are just general use of mechanics. Oh, this is also a cool strat. So this is... Ascending in here is kind of normal, but Sidon can't come in here unless you put this firewall out. But you can push down this switch by throwing an orb at it. It is kind of annoying though. Okay, here. This category sure has a lot of cutscenes. Are you serious? Okay, never mind. I thought he dodged it by ducking. Okay, Fire Temple goes well. This dungeon is really cool, but it can also easily not go well. So a lot of the dungeons have a problem where if you get to one of the switches really fast, it can take forever for the sage to actually show up so you can actually use the power on the thing. But in Fire Temple, oh god, that's really bad. That is super bad. How do I fix this actually? Don't do that. Okay, this is gonna be extremely awkward. Okay, well, that's what I was gonna say is, using a mid-air wing can actually force Yonobo to come to you early, and... Really? Dude... Oh my god, this is so bad. I'm trying to play the floor is lava, but I don't respawn, so I keep my respawn position back at the beginning, but I probably messed that up already. Well, I didn't see an autosave at least, so maybe. Nope. Nope, dude. Okay, so ideally, I jump in the lava here, and it teleports me back to the beginning. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen because of that awkward stuff that happened. If it doesn't, it's not terrible. Yeah, okay. Here I go! Alright, don't crash, please. I said don't crash. Usually it autosaves like right before that though, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. Yeah, it's literally exactly where I crashed. There's kind of an alternate route without the crash risk, but the thing about the crash risk, why is Yunobo behind the gate? That is weird. Wait, I didn't even need to open the gate since Yunobo was already here. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure it seems like the crash risk is based on how you build your clicking machine, or at least it feels like it to me. Are you serious? How did that not activate the fight? What?
Here I go.
What just happened? I was wondering, like, did the fight get screwed up? Were Gorons in any 2D Zelda before OT? I don't think so. I mean, there were only 4 games before that, and I don't think, yeah, Link to the Past and Link's Awakening didn't have Gorons. So yeah, OT was their first one. But they were in Oracles right after. Come on, how long are you gonna scratch your head? This is my favorite ABCS because of the Goron screaming when I started. That's really bad. See, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid, but my rocketing was too bad. Wait, Cryonis is the one you miss from Breath of the Wild? Everyone, I always hear people say like, oh, Cryonis is the one that no one misses. Because Cryonis is basically obsolete in this, it feels like. I never split for Start Wind Temple. I was wondering why the split was so long. I was like, was my Wind Temple that bad? Dude, that's really bad. What do I want to do with this? I think I just have to take this really high and then do a super... Wait, okay, I can kind of make this go downwards now. Wait, is this going to work exactly how I want it to? Wait, this might actually be perfect. This might actually land exactly where I want it to. It looks like its trajectory is right on target. Wow, this is actually perfect. Alright, that was not a mistake. That was calculated. Yeah, you need to just cut any percent out of your life. Just go straight to all dungeons. It's much better. It literally has everything any percent has, except more. Last time any percent was good for OT. 2014-2015 OOT was not good any percent. Any percent stopped being good in OOT like 2008. This game would be better with trebuchets. You say that like you can't make a trebuchet in this game. So you can do the whole lightning section from out of bounds, whole lightning temple from out of bounds, which is very cool. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, the current Demon Dragon strat that's done in any percent is still based on my strat. And then I also came up with a new strat exclusively for categories with rockets, such as all dungeons. So I kind of made the Demon Dragon strat for both any percent and all dungeons. I will not be imprisoning Riju. Unfortunately, it's not good. This cutscene right here is the only cutscene it would actually skip. If it could skip more, it could potentially be useful, but it can't. It almost could skip more if it weren't for triggers. Am I new to speedrunning Zelda games? Okay, before I answer this is a genuine question. Is that a joke question or are you serious? Okay, that's not a serious question. Okay, I had to make sure. I have to know if someone is genuinely asking me if this is my first Zelda speedrun. Yes, I was definitely about to hit them with the "Do you know who I am?" Say my name. Yeah, I'm 90% sure it has something to do with exactly how you, like, very tiny details about how you create your clip machine, but I don't know what the details are. But I'm like 90% sure making it just a tiny bit different significantly affects crash rate. Dude. I think I'm gonna have to come up with like an extremely specific strat on how to create the clip machine. There we go. Alright, hopefully I get the ragdoll clip. Nice. I did hear that it was really? I don't have any arrows left? Are you serious? Okay, so I can't even do the fast demon dragon strat. This is terrible. What happened to my arrows? How did I lose so many arrows? Okay, so I have to do the any percent strat then, which I haven't done in a while. I hope I remember. No, I can still do it with rockets actually. I can just this is actually super awkward because rockets in theory should make the any percent strat easier, but it also will throw off Zelda's cycles. And I don't really know exactly how the cycles will be different. Or maybe the cycles won't even matter as much, actually. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I think the Zelda cycles just matter less if I use rockets. Dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do 2-cycle with rockets. Annoying. I forgot I can't bullet time. Oh god. He's not in the proper last phase, is he? Can't tell if he's... Okay. Alright, so this is very cool. I have to do the hard strat. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Dude, that is not fair. I'm clipped inside of him. Okay, no. Okay. I hate this run. This is the stupidest ending that this run could have possibly had. I'm so mad. I am so mad. Copium of the built-in time save. Dude, this run has like 15 minutes of free time save with all the crashes and dumb stuff. Sub 3 is super duper doable. Bad. Yeah, this is my first run. The crashes alone probably cost like 5 minutes, and then not having arrows at the end somehow also probably cost me like, I don't know, 2 minutes. And then a lot of dumb stuff cost me like many minutes. Stuff that should never ever happen. No, that was not 10 seconds off record. That was 7 minutes off record. But even then, my goal is not record. My goal is sub 3. 10 seconds is pretty close to 7 minutes. It's only like 1 order of magnitude off. Don't let her speak.
After all.
There. Are you happy? Okay, well anyway, I'll probably stop here. I'm not gonna do another run yet, but I'll probably do another run tomorrow. I do want to run this category a lot, and I also need to go practice some stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.